guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and BioWare's Anthem has seen its share of ups and downs since launch, mostly downs, but a lot of people are defending it, thinking that there is potential here for this game to be incredible down the road. But a recent bug, according to BioWare, over the weekend caused players to start getting more loot than they were planning on it. They were showering players with epic loot at the end game and causing players to have fun while they were playing the game, getting rewarded for the work they were putting into playing it, which is a wild concept to the people over at Electronic Arts. We're telling them that playing a game for fun is just foreign. They don't want people to play games for fun. They want people to grind. They want people to pay for microtransactions. They want the game to be a job, not an enjoyable experience. And right now, what's happening over at Reddit may turn EA on its head. Anthem players are unhappy with the loot rates and are protesting by not playing the game for an entire week. A Reddit thread proposing players stop playing Anthem between March 11th and March 15th is nearing 13,000 upvotes. After getting a bunch of loot over the weekend playing the game, feeling satisfied for how they were playing and what they were getting rewarded with, and then being patched by BioWare and saying it was a bug. Protest to revert loot drop changes. Bring back the bug and let us taste the loot shower, said the Reddit thread, which BioWare responded, explaining that the drop rates had actually been inflated as a side effect of a day one patch, and that as soon as it had been realized, a hotfix was deployed to remedy it. BioWare basically telling the player base that sorry that this bug was causing you to enjoy your gameplay experience, but unfortunately it's not part of our long-term game of making people play Anthem forever. That way the roadmap that EA has planned out for BioWare to make sure people continue playing Anthem in the long run will still be there. But here's the issue that BioWare doesn't realize when they come out and say that that was a bug and that we're going to patch it. That wasn't supposed to happen. The gamers realized that it made the game more fun, and BioWare proactively removed it because their intentions are not to ensure the players have fun while playing Anthem, it's to ensure that they play the game for a long time down the road. The games as a service model, the whole EA Origin access to make sure people continue to pay monthly, they want to make sure they get people hooked on playing these games and keep them on it for as long as possible to suck them dry from money. Even if they're not paying for microtransactions, even if they're not paying for DLC with Anthem, if they're paying a monthly service fee, they're making money every day that goes by. And this isn't sitting well with the player base. Many of the players are giving the game up completely, saying they don't want to continue playing Anthem if this is how BioWare is treating them as a paying customer of their game. They're no longer interested in the abysmal drop rate that it's been switched to, which it originally was, had tons of complaints from the player base, and then there was a bug during a patch that reverted it back to what it wasn't supposed to be, showed people how fun the game could have been if they actually were more generous with the drop rate of the loot, which this is a looter shooter. The whole point of the game is to be able to upgrade weapons, which if you've been following along with the entire travesty that is Anthem, the original starting gun was made out to be more powerful than most of the weapons in the game itself, which has since been fixed by BioWare, but just that in itself goes to show that this game was a complete catastrophe from launch. Now being a looter shooter and removing the looting part of the game, what is it leaving the players to play for? People on Reddit are talking about how they play this game for 3 to 4 hours a day. That's a part-time job. You're working 4 hours a day. That's a job. And if you're still not feeling satisfied with all the time you're pouring into this, you don't feel like they're giving you what you deserve based off the time you're putting into it, then why would you continue to play this in the long run? And that is why the gamers are starting to boycott playing Anthem. It's really, after the game has been purchased, all they can do. It's all the power the gamers have. But don't be fooled, because not playing the game when it's a game as a service model and they incorporate the numbers of how many people log into the game every single day, it has a gigantic effect on EA's bottom line. They talk about these numbers during their quarterly earnings, and if they say that it's significantly dropped from launch, that is bad news. It pisses off the shareholders, it pisses off the gamers, it pisses off everybody. So don't think that you don't have a voice after you spent money on this game. I never thought I would get to this point in my life when I say this, but it seems as though some AAA publishers don't want to make games that are enjoyable anymore. They want to make games that hook you and suck you dry from as much money as possible until you move on to the next moneymaker that they come out with. Not a game that's fun, mind you, just a game that hooks you to take your money, to take time from your life out of your day, every single passing day. If you are not getting enjoyment out of the game, don't play the game. And that's exactly what this boycott is meant to get across to EA and Bioware in the first place. And while we're in the midst of it right now, it's picking up steam, it's picking up traction. News media outlets are talking about this, YouTubers are talking about this, Bioware is responding to it. This is actually quite a movement, and I think it speaks larger than just Anthem, but the entire video game industry on the whole, the path that's been going down with the AAA games. This is a stand the gamers can take, and as I'm looking at it right now, this is kind of a turning point, a revolution in a way, in the gamers fighting against these corporate monstrosities that are just greedy to no end. Games are supposed to be fun. That has always been the point of video games. And if you're spending hard-earned money on them, sometimes full price like Anthem, $60 MSRP in the US for a game that's broken at launch and tries to suck you dry of your time and money while you're playing it, look, you gotta fight back. You need to take this into your own hands, and you need to be honest with yourself. If you're not enjoying your time with playing the game, maybe, just maybe, take a step back, consider how you're spending your time with your day, and if it could be better spent playing a different game, or doing something else with your life, or maybe even writing a letter to Bioware, EA, voicing your displeasure, voicing your issues with what they've done with this game, how they're ruining the experience for the user, you, the gamer, and how it's frustrating you to no end. If that's the case. And from the amount of people upvoting this Reddit thread, it's clearly a lot of people. As for where this goes, that's still to be determined, but the direction it's headed looks like it may actually start to change Bioware and EA's mind on how they're approaching Anthem and the gamers that are playing it. Do I think EA is going to completely change their mind and how they go about this? No, it's EA, and if there's anything they've showed us is if they do change their mind, it's only to try to find a different way to screw the gamers, which, like I said, it's why I don't buy games from EA in the first place, even if it's coming from a somewhat respectable subsidiary like Bioware. If EA is the publisher at large in charge of it, then you just gotta steer clear of it, because they've shown time and time again that they don't care if you're enjoying the experience. They just care about tricking you into spending money on their games. And for the life of me, I can't believe how many people keep falling for this every single time a game comes out from them. Well, except for Apex Legends, because that one seems to be the outlier. But I still don't trust EA from coming in once it gets a large enough player base and finding a way to screw with it to piss everybody off. But that's another story for another day. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video right there, but I do want to let you guys know stuff like this makes me happy. It makes me proud of the gaming community for standing up for what is right, what you believe in, and not letting these giant corporate monstrosities take full advantage of you. That's all I got for you guys today, though. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.